First level of Renaissance manhood is factotum. It's the aspects of wealth, fame, beauty, family, career, humanity, leader, and civic responsibility. It roughly translates to jack of all trades. Now you start it when you're young. Sometimes it takes your entire career before you're finished. But factotum is something that anyone can get, and it should be your first goal. One of the most visible aspects of factotum is wealth. But it doesn't make any difference if it's earned or inherited. People admire wealth wherever it came from. If you're going to be considered a Renaissance man, then you need to have an ostentatious display of wealth. Car, house, something. The next to be fame. People respect fame. They take advice from famous people. Beauty can be defined in a number of ways. Mostly people with appearance, but of course that's subjective. You can also be beautiful in your affections, flamboyance, speech patterns, your outlandish behavior. You can have an attractive personality. Even if you're not born beautiful, you can certainly become beautiful in someone's eyes. Family is a large part of being wise. Renaissance men need to have some kind of relationship with a spouse or long term. And children are like the name. No one knows what raising children is like. Just being a child yourself isn't enough. You have to take on the responsibility of someone else whose mind you must form. Everybody has to have a career that's recognized. You be a journalist or an engineer or some kind of entrepreneur, and you have to have facility and be recognized by your peers in some fashion. Humanity's a little touchy-feely. You should be a volunteer, however else you can help out in your neighborhood. And then being a leader is self-explanatory. You're head of your own company. Be a military leader, be a political leader, be a leader in your church. Civic responsibility is to improve society. You can be a member of a fraternal organization. You can be an activist. There's got to be something that you do not for yourself, but to help other humans. For my own quest of Renaissance manhood, start with beauty. I did have the big personality. And I did dress unconventionally. For a number of years, I dressed with a long duster jacket and a cowboy hat, and my books are still called Old Cyber Cowboy. And now I dress like Indiana Jones. Family. Been married over 40 years and have 3 children. When you're trying to qualify for family, make sure you take lots of family pictures, hopefully in interesting settings, possibly all dressed the same or in costume. That's always a good one, especially trying to get people to dress up in them. It certainly is a sign of flamboyance. I took my family on trips every year when they were young. We've been to Australia and the Caribbean, South Africa, and Brazil. Even after they grew up and moved away, they would still travel together. So if you've been successful with your family, they still want to be around each other. Becoming famous isn't really up to you. That's mostly luck. You know you're famous when somebody asks for your autograph. In my case, proof of my fame, I was profiled in Wired magazine. I had many newspaper articles about myself and my eponymously named company, Hash. Civic accomplishment is something you have control over, but it is more difficult. In my case, I ran as a political candidate. I was also an Obama delegate, and I was a precinct committee organizer. Career requires that somebody recognize that you've been successful. If you get an award from your peers or from magazines, you've certainly scored on the career front. Wealth, or at least the appearance of wealth, is important to become a Renaissance man because wealthy people do indeed have a different view on life. But you need to demonstrate to yourself and those looking on that you have been successful. That's usually a house and fancy cars. Leadership. I was the CEO of an eponymously named company. Humanity. I volunteered for the advisory committee at the university. I was a volunteer lawyer. I volunteered for Boy Scouts. And most impressive, I purchased and ran an art center in our downtown for about a decade. So, Factotum is 8 points total, and you take them when you can get them. And most of them don't show up in the higher levels of humanist, polymath, or universalist, which are mostly about your career and leadership. But beauty, family, fame, civic, humanity, and wealth are incredibly important if you are to become a complete, well-rounded Renaissance man. Like me.